still far enough away that Jules wasn't worried about getting caught. The boys only had to duck into the forest that lined the road and take any one of a number of paths, and they'd lose the soldiers in no time. He glanced back again. Now Claude was loping in the wrong direction, back toward the soldiers. "Claude!" Jules shouted. "The paint!" Claude yelled over his shoulder. The goats skittered sideways as the soldiers ran past them. "Leave it!" Jules hollered. There was no way Claude could retrieve the paint and get away before the soldiers reached him. Jules clutched his head in his hands. There was the woods right there, full of paths leading in all directions. But there was Claude, about to fall into the hands of the Germans who would turn him over to that policeman, Inspector Perdon. Jules let his arms fall to his sides and ran back toward his friend. Two. Early December 1942. Inspector Perdon arrives. 5 months earlier, in December 1942, plainclothes Inspector Perdon had arrived in the village of Les Loges. The village, situated on a high plateau, was accessible from the valley only by a single winding road, or a comically small train. Ever since France's surrender to Nazi Germany in 1940, the place had been living in its own little way, outside the rules of the current government. It had taken a while for that to be noticed, but now it had. By the time Perdon arrived, winter had settled in, and the streets were snow-covered and slippery. Since the village was built on the side of a steep hill, this could make for treacherous going. He was mincing his way to the café from his hotel when a loud, sustained shriek made him stop in the middle of the street. Someone in danger? Distress? Perhaps his brand-new job as the sole police officer was about to begin with something dramatic. He turned his head, all his senses alert. Maybe one of the illegals said to be hiding here was trying to murder someone. If he could just pinpoint where the scream was coming from, he would dash to the rescue. The high, keening "ee" transformed to a squeal of "ah!" And did he detect an element of glee in that scream? The sound grew closer and clearer, like a train engine echoing between stone walls, now muffled, now screaming, now rounding a corner, gathering speed. Then, there, careening at high speed down the street, aimed straight at him, came a train of sleds, ridden by teenagers. Surely they'll stop, Perdon thought. He flung up his free hand, palm first, as if he might stop them by sheer force of will. Quickly realizing that they couldn't possibly stop, he lunged out of their way at the last moment. "Oh!" the riders screamed as they rocketed past him. No sooner had one sled gone by than another followed, and then another. A cap blew off, a glimpse of red stockings, a hair ribbon, snow-frosted eyeglasses. Did that boy just stick out his tongue as he whizzed past? A little brown and white dog chased after, barking and barking. The squeals of delight echoed between the village shops, then changed tone when the teens zoomed past the town square. Sparks flew from the metal runners as the sleds clattered over the railroad tracks, and the screams faded as the riders rounded the corner and headed toward the bridge that spanned the river. A year or two earlier he might have been sledding down the hill with them, Perdon thought. But now he was 22 and a policeman, and had to look more seriously at these things. He knew the town was full of teenagers. They came from all over France to attend some kind of exceptional high school meant to promote peace and international unity. A little too late for that, Perdon thought. Many of these students